Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of The New World. And after yet another disappointing All Star weekend, it's time for the crew to not only recap this weekend, but also discuss what's in store for the future of Adam Silver's NBA. But before we do that, make sure to hit that subscribe button as we're on the road to 10K subs. Turn on those notifications for more content, and let us know in the comments your thoughts on this year's All Star weekend and what do you rate it. Now, after once again watching yet another disappointing All Star game, I mean, it's time. At this point, it's just time to, you know, say get rid of it because honestly, these players they're just out here, collecting a quick check when they could really just, take that week off and enjoy that break. I'm gonna go ahead and start off with the beginning of All Star Week. We have celebrity games. That's cool. Da da da. Skills challenge. Nobody really cares about skills challenge as much during All Star Weekend. We got 3-point contest. Tyler Hero won. That's cool. Dunk contest. Mac McClung. Brothers just out there collecting trophies. No competition. It was Mac McClung, whatever the Jackson dude name is, Stephon Castle, and Matas Buzelis. Now, these guys, it's the difference between dunkers and dunkers for the All Star game. Like a lot of people in the league, they great, they good at dunking. They can get up, but it's not flashy enough to be in the dunk contest. Like Matas Buzelis, he was trying, but it wasn't there. He's got bounced 38 in his vert, but it wasn't there. And the Jackson kid, I mean, brother, dude was nervous. The nerves was getting to him. I mean, he was missing dunks left and right. He even pulled out a freaking fast break dunk that we see in a regular NBA game on a day-to-day basis. And then we have Stephon Castle, who's the best competition against Mac McClung. But, Mac McClung, I mean, he took that over with ease. Bro was over here jumping over, Kia cars, putting two balls in the basket with the hoverboard spinning around. Like, come on, bro. But, I mean, we shall see for the years to come. Ja Morant, he tweeted, he said Mac McClung got him wanting to lace the shoes up. And he said if he laces them up, Zach LaVine and Aaron Gordon should follow suit. And Zach LaVine even replied to Ja, and he was like, I might need to do so. So I don't really know how that go, but we gonna see if they hold their word.
I know that's
we
your
gonna see
boy.
if they
I
gonna
know
hold
that's
themselves
your
accountable.
boy. And John Morant, I'm calling cap. I'm calling bullshit. I don't believe him. He said that shit before.
Yeah, he did. Hey, that kind of remind me of everybody's pulling up this clip. It was Brian in '09, and that was the dunk contest with Nate Robinson, Dwight Howard, and Cheryl Miller. She was asking Brian. She was like, "You gonna participate in 2010?" And Brian, he said, "I'm gonna put my name on the ballot as a prelim for the 2010 dunk contest." Nigga, please. But anyways, man, fast forward. We got Rising Stars games. What was that, like Team C or Team M? One of them, they got their bus whooped by a G League team. I mean, that's disappointing in its own. And then we got Team C. Stephon Castle came in, so now they playing in All Star Sunday. Then All Star Sunday builds up. We got Draymond out there, and he was talking about how basically Rising Stars they shouldn't be there for All Star Sunday because we got all these guys playing, working their butts off just to be here on this Sunday. And then we just got Rising Stars who, just because I guess they're, rookies, sophomores, stuff like that. Then they make it on there. And then, I mean, it's even some G Leaguers on that, like on the Rising Stars team as well. Then, Draymond basically throughout the entire Sunday, he was kind of just pointing out the flaws and stuff like that, especially the target score. Because it's like, you work your butt off to get there just for you to play to a target score of 40. So if you lose, you threw your night over with that quick. To Charles Barkley, he was piggybacking off of what Draymond said. And he was like, well, Draymond, the players of y'all's tenure, throughout this NBA, if it wasn't for y'all, we wouldn't be having to go through all these rule changes and tournaments and all that. And I mean, both of them, they have points. There's flaws in the All-Star, and it's been like that for a minute. And we saw that once again in the All-Star game. That first game, it was the international guys versus the quote-unquote young guys, which was Team Kenny versus Team Chuck. Now, honestly, I guess that was the most competitive out of them. Like, you know, SGA was, he was out there playing. Wimby was out there actually playing, and then Cat per usual, he Cat just be getting shots up. Cat be sniping that thing, but he just be getting shots up. And honestly, like Jokic, I mean Jokic kind of just be out there, bro. He kind of just be out there passing the ball. That's really about it. And then Donovan Mitchell, don't worry, I'm gonna get in Donovan Mitchell real soon. Um, and then I was kind of disappointed in Jaren Jackson. He's talking all this stuff. He was telling Taylor Rooks he finna be guarding 94 feet, and then with the game on the line, he was guarding SGA, and he let the brother just blow right past it for a layup, bro. Like that was pretty that's pretty lame, bro. And then we got the Rising Stars versus the OGs. Now one big surprise that shocked all the NBA fans, LeBron, he wasn't playing. So we have no LeBron for the OGs, which, oh, LeBron ain't playing. Oh, I don't even want to watch the All-Star game anymore. And it's like, okay, bro. Everything about LeBron. But I also didn't like the fact that, LeBron, they were taking their pictures. Everybody dressed up in, the jerseys. LeBron want to sit there and, his clothes. And I'm like, dang, so you just gonna kind of make the picture look a little off? Everybody else dressed up in a jersey. You tell me you don't suit up in a jersey for a photo? I know your foot and your ankle don't discomfort you that much. And then, come to the game, they announcing the players. Bron still dressed up in his, regular clothes. Shoot, at least Giannis was dressed up in a warm-up suit with everybody else, and Giannis ain't play. Why can't Bron do it? But Bron gets a pat on the back, so it don't really matter what Bron do. He's LeBron James, right? He's the face of the NBA, right? So Bron gets a pass. Then fast forward, the OGs win, even though they kind of should have lost that game. Honestly, the Rising Stars, they really kind of had that game for a little bit. I was disappointed in the Thompson twin, Amin Thompson. The defense that I be seeing in regular season, it wasn't there in that All-Star game. He was kind of just letting KD get fast break dunks, so they were kind of just settling like these dudes have been doing for the past couple of All-Star games, just letting them get drive by dunks. So I don't know. It almost seemed like it was kind of scripted to just let them niggas win because they was not shooting good at all. Honestly, if I was them and I won, and Draymond Green, he was calling out Rising Stars, talking about, y'all don't belong here. If I won, I would have been like, damn, Draymond, we just kicked the OG's ass. Do they belong here? See, I would have did that. But nah, them niggas love admiring the old niggas too much. They want to let them win and go on to play against the international folks. So then they play against the international guys. I was actually looking forward to watching this game because it's basically Team USA versus the world. That's basically what everybody was hyping it up to be. So the game starts, and basically the international guys, they just start settling. I don't know where this was coming from because that previous game they only shot 8 threes that entire target score, but then all of a sudden they shoot 8 threes in like their first 10 shots. And Donovan Mitchell, I mean, my God, dude, he was just shooting bricks left and right, building up a brick house. And then he was getting locked up by Kyrie Irving, and then he was getting shot on by Steph Curry. I mean, it just keeps going on. And then basically anybody else, they were just kind of getting shots up. And I thought when Wemby was gonna come out on the court, he was gonna kind of change the energy. He did for like a little bit. He came in there, blocked the shot, pulled up, shot a 3. But then after that, he kind of just started settling for threes. And then the OGs were kind of just taking over. Everybody was starting to make their threes. Steph Curry's making his threes. Tatum was making his threes. Dame. So they were kind of just taking over. And then the international guys, they were kind of just, getting shots up, running around the court. It was a whole bunch of turnovers back and forth. And it was like, bro, what am I watching? And then, Reggie Miller, he was talking about, oh, these guys it's a lot of shots up, but no defense. And that's really what it was. But one thing I kind of didn't like was how Kenny Smith was kind of just like, oh, I love this tournament. And it's like, come on, Kenny. Like, you really can't sit here and tell me you love watching this, bro. Like, that was not fun to watch. And then he was talking about if you made the All-Star, that meant you were like a great defender. And I was like, huh? He was like, because I think Chuck was naming off people and he was naming off these great defenders. He was like Steph Curry. I said Steph Curry, and then he was like James Harden and all these guys. And I'm like, Kenny, you can't be serious, bro. No way these folks are great defenders. Just because you made the All-Star game definitely don't make you a great defender. But yeah, I mean, it was a lot of disappointment throughout, But I mean, that's not nothing new. Adam Silver, the tone set for the All-Star weekend for the years. I mean, it hasn't been very good. They said they had a players meeting where he talked to them about effort and energy. So I don't really know how that meeting went because obviously they listened to it, but it went in one ear and out the other. So, it don't really seem like it's nothing new. It don't seem like it's going to continue to be, nothing new. It's just going to continuously look like they're going to dig a bigger hole. So, I mean, I guess I got a tiny bit of hope from Wemby. He says, I'm young. I want to play fast, this and that. So that's the only little bit of ounce of hope that we have for the All-Star weekend. But if we're going to continue to see this, there's honestly no point in having All-Star weekend. So I'm interested to see, what the fellas say, because I know Bardo is definitely going to give some good takes. I know Buff is going to give some good takes as well, because I'm tired of seeing it, bro. Honestly, I'm tired of seeing it.
Yeah, I think I'm an idiot. I think I'm an idiot because we are actually wasting our time by giving a fucking analysis of this basketball game. There's nothing to break down. I think, like, Jay, everything you said was correct, but it's a waste of fucking time to talk about this basketball game. These niggas don't care. They don't care. And I just want to let people know, because if you started to see some of our recent basketball content, you kind of can understand our feelings on this current NBA climate. Buff and I have said it plenty of times. We really can't watch the shit no more. We can't watch it that often. There's not a lot of intrigue. I'm not invested in this game. You said that you were disappointed. Why are you disappointed? You're seeing the same shit over and over again. If y'all can go back and watch that All-Star Game format video that we put out a few months ago, I told y'all changing the format is not going to fix anything, because it's not going to make these guys want to play hard. That's the big thing. These guys, I just can't stand them. I can't stand them. And it starts at the top. It starts with Mr. LeBron James. I check Twitter, I check X, and I'm seeing he's trending. He has like over 75,000 tweets. I'm like, why is LeBron trending? Like, what's going on already? This nigga's not going to play? You're going to announce 30 minutes to an hour before the game that you're not going to play? Seriously. And then people are saying, well, even if he announced it days before or a week before, the spot is just going to go to somebody like Sabonis. I'm like, so y'all really don't care about the league. You only care about your gods and your idols and LeBron and Steph, and y'all don't care about basketball. The people that are actually in support of all of this foolishness don't care about basketball. They don't care about, we have plenty of gifted, skilled players in this game, but we don't care about them. And we're showing that because we continue to give praise and credence to these spoiled, entitled female. These guys act like females, and I really can't stand like LeBron James, Anthony Edwards, even Giannis. I'm not giving Giannis a pass because y'all already knew you were hurt. You already know you're not going to play. If these guys have any knick-knack injury, they're not playing. They're not playing. You think that they're gonna, I'm gonna be a game-time decision to play in the All-Star game? They knew they weren't going to play. So did you get this injury in the practice for the All-Star game? It's really sickening and ridiculous that we're having a conversation about these clowns. These guys are clowns. The only guy that was actually playing hard and giving effort was Wemby. In every single game, he gave me effort. He was running the floor. He was playing defense. He is not in the same category as these bums. I'm going to call them bums because they don't want to act like professionals. I'm not seeing any effort. I'm just seeing it's a glorified three-point. I was really just getting irritated by the fact that, like, I'm really spending my Sunday night to watch this bullshit game where I could be doing something else valuable with my time. The only reason why I watched the game was because I knew we wanted to talk about it. Because it just is nothing to talk about. Because we're saying, oh, why is Reggie Miller saying this? Why is Kenny Smith? Because they're getting paid to. They're getting paid to. Can y'all, like, just wake up and just smell the coffee, and see what we're seeing, once y'all start realizing that these niggas are not serious, then you will really start to get more value out of your time. Because the NBA fans that don't like what they're seeing, stop watching. Just stop watching. It's very, very easy. All you gotta do is change the TV to another station, or turn the TV off, or pick up Netflix, or pick up something, pick up a book or something. Just don't watch this bullshit product. Because I did watch a little bit of Nightcap before we started recording, and one thing that Shannon Sharp was saying, he was like, man, how are these guys able to continue to get more money and more money and more money? And I'm like, because of the 11-year, $76 billion media deal. I'm telling y'all, that deal is going to continue to make the revenue numbers look inflated. Like, the revenue numbers may look like they're going up. It's because they get the media deal. The media deal, that's 11 years, $76 million, about $7.6 billion, I mean, per year. That equates into your revenue. So whatever the revenue numbers are going to be at the end of the season, in the next season, you can take away $7.6 billion because that's strictly off of a media deal. So it's going to make the numbers look ridiculous. That's why these guys are able to keep on getting more money. The ratings are not going up. They're not. It's the TV deals. So what does that mean? For at least 11 more years, we are going to keep on getting this entitlement that we're seeing right now. It's going to continue to happen. So, and also you talked about you were disappointed in like some of the rising stars. What are they supposed to do? Look at who they look up to. They're only going to mirror what they look up to. If Steph and these guys, if Durant and these guys, if they're not taking it seriously, they're going to do the same thing. Because those are their idols. They look up to them. Just cancel the damn game, bro. Cancel it. If you're not going to cancel it, which I know they're not going to do, then you do this. I need United States versus international. I need it. I don't want West versus East. That's not going to resolve anything. I need American versus international. That's the only way. That's the only chance in hell these niggas are going to get to play hard, because then we get build up. We get build up months over months over months. You select 10 American players. You select 10 international players. Let's go. 5v5. No damn to 40 points. We play 4 quarters. We play real basketball. We officiate. Let's treat it like a real game. Let's treat it like the Olympics, essentially. That is the only way you get these niggas to play hard. And if you don't do that, just cancel the game, bro. Because these niggas won't pay time off. And I'm really kind of sick of all of the whole, I don't really want to play hard in the All-Star game, but I still want to be an All-Star because it looks good on my resume. These niggas live in a fairy tale land. They don't live in reality. They want to get paid without having to play. I just can't stand it. And then you got your idiots like Paul George out here saying, man, All-Star game come around. I'm thinking, I can just chill. Do these niggas have PTO? Like, these guys really want paid time off when they're getting paid hundreds of millions of dollars. Bro, just go ahead, Buff.
Okay, so I'm gonna start from a different lens because I actually didn't watch much of this game. And I'm
very, very jealous of you that you didn't watch this bullshit that was on display.
I actually had a good time because I was on a date. So I had a really good time. Experiencing. We're not really experiencing this game because what I seen, and I think this is gonna be my biggest point. This is gonna be my big argument. The All-Star game has been a mockery of the sport of basketball. It's been a mockery of the sport of basketball. I don't mean that no exaggeration. Just watch the last couple of games that they've been putting out to the public, man. This is terrible, and the fact that people are condoning it. When you look back on this All-Star weekend, this may sound crazy, Jay, because I know you said the contest was boring or it wasn't good. The dunk contest was the best product this All-Star weekend. It was. The dunk contest was the best product. You had Matt McClung. Of course, he won it the third time in a row, but Stephon Castle was really, really good. They had a really good showdown. It was the best product, and for the dunk contest to be the best product when really these guys and the great players like Giannis Antetokounmpo and Ja Morant aren't even in a dunk contest. For a dunk contest to be the best opponent, that's not really good for your league. Honestly, I don't really know what else Adam Silver can do besides having this format is not coming back. We know this for sure. It did not work. This format is not coming back. You either go. There's two ways you go it, and Mal already said you go USA versus World, which I actually do agree. I think they should go that way. But even the fact that going that way, it's been a mockery of the sport. Or if you don't want to go that way, you just go East versus West again. But the real problem is, and you really can't even falter it on Adam Silver. To me, it's honestly a byproduct on what his league has pretty much done to the league. It's not really what he's done. It's just been a byproduct of too much player empowerment. These guys are not trying. These guys haven't tried in a couple years. My thing is, when I watch interesting All-Star games, like when I go back and watch the 80s, that's pretty much as far back I can watch basketball. I can't really watch anything before the 70s. But when I watch 80s basketball, 90s basketball, early 2000s basketball, Kobe Bryant was still in the four. It was nice, clean basketball. I'm not asking you to play NBA Finals level defense. I'm not asking you to play even NBA playoffs level defense. I'm just asking for a competitive game where you get to showcase your talents to everybody. There was plays when I was watching like the 86 and the 88 All-Star game with guys like David Robinson and Hakeem Olajuwon literally battling at the rim. Charles Barkley's battling at the rim. There's three guys in the paint. On one on one opposing offensive player. So the fact is, this has become a mockery of the sport, and it really goes to show you. And I know people are going to lamber him. This has ultimately been on LeBron James. LeBron James set a bad standard coming to this All-Star game when he basically declared he wasn't going to play. Why didn't we get this news earlier? I don't know. Outside of the fact LeBron just wanted to be in the head of everything. The fact that he didn't tell us beforehand that he wasn't going to play when he knew himself he wasn't going to play, I think that's idiotic. He did that for clout. He just did it for clout. Like as Jay already alluded to, he's going to be, he's going to be taking pictures with the All-Star team, like in street clothes. Like, dog, you're not playing. You feel me? So what's the point of even taking pictures with them? You're not like you're not a participant. And
hey, I don't mean to cut you off. Do you think it's because he's trying to keep that record of how many consecutive All-Star games he got?
Yeah, because I think that overall helps his go case. Like LeBron's go case at this point is basically just built off longevity. Hey, I've broken so many longevity records, so many longevity achievements, numbers. I'm basically the king of that. Crown me as the greatest player of all time. And that's fine and dandy, but dog, like subconsciously he's ruining the integrity of the game. I'm just calling it how I see it. He's ruining the integrity of the game. I don't even want to talk much about this game because honestly, I was watching the highlights while I was in the car, and it's just the same old All-Star game. Like what else new? What else new input can I give to you? I ain't gonna lie. I like watching Wemby play. I like watching Kyrie dance over some guys, but that was it. It's the same old. Steph Curry. He has an interesting play style, but when everybody plays like Steph Curry in the All-Star game, it loses its appeal. Only Steph Curry can play like that. So why is everybody trying to play like Steph? Just please give me a game. And I think that's where, these guys, they just don't care. They just don't care. Like Paul George already reiterated, and you already said this earlier, Bardo. Dog, they just use this time as vacation. And if you're going to use the time as vacation when you're paid to play like just a sport, just pay to play a sport. Josh Allen in an interview, I think it wasn't even an interview. They basically I think when he won MVP, they basically held to him like a tablet, and they played like all the kids from like the children's hospitals, and they're basically saying, "We love you, Josh. We want you to win MVP." And Josh Allen's basically saying, "My job is not that hard. I just play football. That's all he does. That's all these NFL guys play. They just play football."
Man, I love football. Jesus Christ. Bro,
yes. If you're an NBA player, you're getting paid more dollars on average than NFL players. You just play basketball. That's all you do. You work, you train basketball. And they have no integrity for the game. At least with NFL players, they have an excuse. Okay, NFL is a really contact sport. You can really get injured, and for the majority of the part, the guys like Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, they don't even play the Pro Bowl. So they don't even play the Pro Bowl. So you give other guys the opportunity if they want to show themselves. Like Drake May is in the All-Star. I mean, in the Pro Bowl. So you got other guys in there. NBA, they're still going to be out there for whatever reason, and they're not even give me like 10% the effort. Like, can I get a even semi-competitive, even semi-competitive? Because many people keep on saying, yo, Adam Silver, do this. What more do you really want him to do? They basically changed the format. This is on the players. This is on the integrity of the game. This is on the players to change their actions. And we know they're not going to do that. We know they're not going to do that. So that's my thing. I can't stand that because they play basketball for a living. You play basketball for a living. You get paid millions of dollars to play basketball. Other people, like occupation jobs, much more important.
Preach.
But because y'all earn so much money and so much attention, you're gonna be getting paid that much to play basketball.
Preach.
So the fact they're not even gonna show me any effort, I don't like that. I don't like that, and I think it's a mockery of the game. I think it pretty much showcases how bad the NBA product has pretty much gone down. It's gone terrible, man. It's gone terrible, man. And I really have to just look at guys like LeBron James, because LeBron James, everybody looks up to him. If you look at the Lakers, they're calling him, yo, here you go, GOAT, whenever they swing the rock to him. So you gotta look at the head, bro. You gotta look at like the head where it starts at. These guys, like, man, I remember when Jordan played his last All-Star game, they went into overtime. They went into overtime and they was giving effort. Like Jordan got his shot blocked like 3 times. And he's still throwing up shots over good defense. So the fact is these guys don't care. And if they don't care, why should you, the consumer, care to watch this product? Like why should you care? I didn't even turn on this All-Star game. All I did was just check social media and then check YouTube to watch the highlights for this video, first to record this video. And basically, I got nothing from this game. This is basically just a repeat of the other All-Star games that we already seen, and it's nothing new. Everybody just going down the court. Some people aren't even going down the court. Victor Wembanyama was only guy giving really effort, and he got onto, I think it was Sengun for giving up that easy dunk to win the game. Like Victor Wembanyama was the only person who showed at least a little bit of heart to let alone compete, man. And that does not show a good precedence for your league. So at this point, you either do one of 3 things. Already listed out the 2. Just cancel. Number 3, just cancel it. Just cancel it because there's no point even having the game. There's no point in having a game. Everybody can have their rest as they want because it's an 82 game season. I understand, players taking some like game off, but and here's how I'm thinking, because I think I've reached a correlation between the players in the 80s and the 90s, early 2000s players, pretty much like that dead ball era stopped. Their careers ended so short because of how hard they were playing on a per game basis. Whereas you got people nowadays, guys like Paul George and these other guys, they're probably going to have 15, 20 year span careers, but they're not going to be giving you as much effort throughout those games. So I think that's where the correlations lie. That everybody just cares about quantity more than quality. It's not about how long you play. It's about how good and how hard you play.
And
that's
also,
the thing, and that's the difference.
Also, like, these guys are not practicing, so they're getting hurt more. They're getting hurt more today, even though they have access to so much medicine and technology, which to the dead ball era and prior they didn't. So these guys have all this access, but they're not practicing. And when you're not playing hard, you're gonna have more soft tissue injuries.
Yes, I actually agree. They don't practice. We've heard many accounts that many teams don't even practice. When you look at the sets, they're not even running coherent sets. Dallas Mavericks, they don't run an offense to me. I'm sorry, that's not an offense. Many of these other teams, they don't run an offense. I'm sorry, like many people gonna hop in the comments being like, well, DHO this, DHO that. That's not an offense. That's not a coherent offense. The Warriors is basically just Steph Curry, and if Steph Curry doesn't have the ball, everybody just shits their pants. So it's not an offense. These like the NBA is in such a bad space, and like my original point already alluded to, this is a byproduct of what Adam Silver has done. It's not really on him, but the stuff that he's letting go, like, the amount of player power these guys have, this is what has kind of occurred since his tenure. So he gets some of this blame, of course, but this isn't really on him. It's on the entire product, bro. It's on the entire product, bro. I didn't even, I'm watching the game, and just imagine like newcomers, like like just casual fans watching. Why are there so many teams? What are they doing? Like what's this? What's that? Like they're gonna be confused on
They
this
can't
because
get
they
with
change
it.
the format every year,
Yeah.
and don't even get me started on like the commentary and the commercials. I heard there was so many commercial breaks.
Dog, there was like
Like
75 minutes worth of commercials, only
yes,
15 minutes
bro.
worth of basketball. I'm like,
Yes,
damn.
bro. Yes, bro. That's terrible. So I mean, NBA make your money, I guess, but that's not a good indicator. And for us, this video should be out. NBA in Europe for them to expand in Europe, which we all kind of agree on the pod is going to be good for them. This is not setting a good precedence, bro. It's just not, bro. But it would be interesting to see them play against international because like Americans, they need to. At this point, man, the American club in the NBA, they're so talented. They kind of do need an ego check. I think they need an ego check, and this is
Yeah,
kind
they
of.
need to be
And we're gonna
humble.
make a video. Yes, we're gonna make a video about this sometime in the future about how AAU basketball has kind of ruined, the state of basketball because it really has. Like Kobe Bryant's already talked about this and discussed about this many times before his passing. It's really ruined the mindset of these guys. These guys, they don't care. Like these guys, they don't care for games that don't matter. They're not gonna suit up. Like me personally, I don't know about y'all, but when I was getting voted into games when I was playing basketball, like in middle school or like early high school, like games that didn't even matter, like exhibition games, I was still playing. I did not give a fuck, if the game didn't matter or not, because I'm playing because I love the game. I don't think these guys love the game like that. I'm sorry. I don't think they love the game. Like you really have to question it. Back to back to back to back. You can pick and choose whichever year you want to go to where the All-Star game died. Nobody cares. Nobody cares on the court. Like nobody cares. I'm sorry. Like this is a dishonor to the sport of basketball. And if you guys don't see it, I don't know how you don't see it because it's clear to our eyes. This is a terrible product, and it will continue to be a terrible product until changes are made. But the changes do start with the players. That's all I got to say about the issue, man. Y'all got anything else to say? Y'all can
Hey
add some
man,
feedback.
I gotta give you a standing ovation, man. That
Appreciate it.
that, that
Appreciate
might
it.
Beautifully
might be
said.
one of your greatest takes of all time, and I just have to give you a lot of credit because one thing that you said that I really agree with is this is a microcosm of what basketball has become. That's really why we're so mad about it because, dog, we used to say this all the time when NFL season, and I said this in that video too. No, I said this in the LeBron James Christmas Day video because he was doing all of this hoo ha about Christmas Day is our day. And so I said, okay, let's see how that happens after the Super Bowl and we get to the All-Star game. And I feel like a prophet, baby. I feel like Kobe Bryant essentially. I'm just prophesizing everything that's coming to pass. This is essentially when the season starts. So as Buff said, people are not watching football anymore. Baseball doesn't start yet. So this is the only thing that's really on television. So you're getting new eyes, or you're supposed to get new eyes. So people are seeing this product for the first time, and I'm like, well, what's going on? Like, are they really playing? Like, I'm seeing commercials all the time. So if I'm flipping through channels and I come back to here, it's still on commercial. So it can't really get with it. They can't really get with it, and it's dog, bro. It's really just bad, man. I really just cannot watch it. Like, I just don't see how people
Yeah.
can watch it. And I grew up a basketball fan. Like, as Buff said, I grew up playing basketball all the time. I wasn't thinking about football. I wanted to play basketball. All of my friends in school wanted to be on the football team. I just wanted to hoop. I just wanted to hoop and I just wanted to watch hoops. And now I've basically done a 180. And it's because, as you said, these guys are essentially playing a kid's game. You're getting paid millions upon millions of dollars to play a kid's game. You got people that are out there performing open heart surgery on people that are welding and working construction and doing all of these.
Guys get paid in factory.
Yeah, doing all of these dangerous tags and working way harder than these guys to get paid pennies to what these guys are getting paid. And they just don't care. And as you said, they really just don't care. I think that these guys, think about this. How many times you guys went to your AAU circuits? And we would definitely talk about this in a future video. How many times you guys went to those AAU circuits and you saw like some really talented guys being followed and being filmed in middle school or high school and like Atlanta and these other cities? They're being filmed at 12, 13, 14, 15 years old. They got 100,000 followers on social media. Like, these guys are just doing it because they know with basketball, That's how you can blow up if you're an athlete. Like, you're gonna blow up on social media if you have some nice highlights. Like, that's what they care about. They don't have love for the game. Like, and this guy is an American player, but I see a guy like Jason Tatum who loves basketball, loves it, like looks up to Kobe and LeBron and all of these guys, and really had to get it out the mud. Get no promotion. None. Meanwhile, you got these guys like Anthony Edwards who we think is cool, but he's like, I didn't really grow up watching basketball like that. I was, more into football. He don't have love for the game, Buff, Jay. He don't have love for the game. These guys are not basketball junkies. They're not watching games in the 80s and in the 90s, in the early 2000s. They're not watching that because they don't have a genuine love for the game. Like, I've never seen NFL guys bash their predecessors. I've never seen it. That's honestly a good
point. That's honestly a good point. NFL predecessors, and this is a reoccurring issue with how the NBA is slanted. You basically got all these NBA legends, from the 80s, 90s, pretty much that decade, that pretty much trashes on the state of basketball. And it's pretty much warranted. I understand where they're coming from. Have you ever seen a player like Jerry Rice or Joe Montana or John Elway? Have you ever seen any of those guys trash on the current state of football? They don't do that. Have you ever seen, one of these MLB legends trash on the current state of baseball? They don't do that. Soccer, they don't do that. It's really just the NBA. So that's actually a good point that you brought up.
Yeah, and I think that's
look at Barry Sanders, man. Look at Barry Sanders. Every time a running back has a great season, he's applauding them. He wants them to do better than he did.
He wants them to break his record.
He wants them to break his records. But then you look at these NBA guys, like these legends, they don't want these young cats to do it because, you always look at a veteran always shitting on a rookie. Like, where you think they got it from? When they were rookies, they got shitted on by their veterans and so forth and so forth. Like, these old heads, they hate on the newer guys.
But the problem is, the reason why the old heads are doing that is because the young cats are not paying their dues. They're not paying respect. Like, every time I see these new age guys, and I doubt if these guys are watching the Terry Bradshaws and the Johnny Unitas. I doubt if they were watching those guys, but they still give respect to those guys. So those guys are always gonna say, man, these quarterbacks out here, they're great, they're talented. They're gonna pay respect back because they're getting that respect that they deserve. Because what we gotta acknowledge is that these guys from the 60s, 70s, 80s, whatever, and back, they're pioneers. They're pioneers. These guys weren't making millions. They weren't making millions of dollars. Only the great guys were making $1 million. Now think about this. Magic Johnson got a contract for 25 years for $25 million. And that was a big contract. That's a poison pill contract. These guys today, they just don't have respect, bro. So if you don't have respect for your elders, why should the elders say that this game is good when it's not? So that's the thing. The old heads are not gonna be fucking with it because these new guys they just don't have any respect. They think that because they're making so much money and that they can go between their legs a whole bunch of times and that their highlights are in HD and they're in 4K, that makes them better. When I've been watching a lot of tape lately of games in the 80s, these guys were really, really skilled, really, really talented, and multifaceted. Meanwhile, today, it just between the legs 1,000 times, step back 3, layup. That's not really nuance.
I kind of think that whole AAU era and then kind of the street ball era really kind of enforced this. It's like a hyper infatuation on highlight tapes, on doing the crazy moves. Because I'm not gonna lie, when I was playing ball, I was trying to dribble between my legs. I was trying to do all that. So it's kind of like thing like in football and even soccer, you can say this shit too. Football, soccer is so really it's position based and it's so fundamental based. You have to get the fundamentals down. You have to learn how to actually block a guy. You have to learn how to actually catch a ball in the outfield. It's so fundamental. In basketball, it's shoot, layup, and pass and dribble, but there's an over fixation on shooting, with the 3-point shooting. These guys, they just want to take 3-point shots. Dribbling, you dribble between your legs. Everybody wants to be Kyrie, AI. That's pretty much how the game is going. Dunking, we've seen the multitude of highlights between people dunking on each other and the dunk contest. So it's really in the NFL in the NBA been an over fixalization on highlight tapes, and I think that's where this new age has become, because they kind of shit on everybody. Like everybody that basically picks LeBron as the GOAT, they call everybody in Jordan's era, and Jordan's era isn't even really plumbers. They basically call whoever Jordan faced plumbers, and it is really doing a disservice to the game. It's doing disservice to the people who've come before him. People in the 50s, the 60s, the 70s, like the George Mikens and those guys who are basically great players and Hall of Fame players who basically get dumbed down to just plumbers of like in their era, which they were the best players in their era. Like Bill Russell, best player in his era. Like these guys, they basically just get dumbed down to that, and it's basically just an issue that pervades between the new age and the old generation. It's really just a basketball issue. These other sports don't have that. So yeah, man. I mean, kind of just close this out, bro. Adam Silver, he has things to fix, but this is mostly on the NBA players. This is mostly on the NBA players. This is mostly on LeBron James. If LeBron James and this is why I want to close with LeBron James. If you want to be the greatest of all time, if you want to have your image pushed on, to the next generation, which he's kind of already had, show a better display of leadership than what you've shown. Showcase these guys actually giving out their all for people to take their times out the day to actually watch you play a sport. Like as Bart already said, a kid's game. It's like if you dumb down basketball and these other sports, it's a kid's game. It's a kid game. So basically showcase a greater style leadership. That way you have guys like, Steph Curry, Kevin Durant, these other guys, they can fall in line with that. And we get a better product for other people to watch. Because nobody wants to watch this shit. Like once the ratings come out, I want to see what the ratings say. Because nobody wants to watch this shit. This shit got crapped on by people in my household. This shit got crapped on by people on social media. So I don't even understand who the NBA thinks they're even trying to target with this audience. Like genuinely, who do the NBA players think they are targeting when they play this game, when they play it like 5%? Who do they think they're targeting? They're not targeting anybody who wants to watch this shit, because once people get good highlights, when you get really good highlights that people want to watch days in, days on out, they're off of good defense and good offense. They're off of people actually trying on both sides. So when people actually embarrass themselves, it's because they're giving in their all. If nobody's giving in their all and the other side is basically just dunking and three-pointing, nobody gives a shit. Like nobody actually gives a fuck. So those are my thoughts, man.